Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every single Wednesday morning I post a video going through last week's investing and collecting questions, where your guys' questions will actually be featured in the video, and one person's question will actually help me make the thumbnail every single week. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be in next week's video. And if I did comment to you saying great question, I might use this, and I didn't, please drop that same question again and put repeat question, and it will get moved to the top. And I'm not saying I'm some guru who just knows everything, but when I'm unsure, I always like to talk it out with a few people. It always helps me make my final decision. We do have to get thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is the Trading Card Emporium. Do you guys have a ton of bulk laying around that you kind of want to sell, but you don't want to deal with putting it on eBay and having all those people lowball you or have all those competitors on the same exact site? Then the Trading Card Emporium is perfect for you. And it does not have to be just Pokemon bulk. Could be Yu-Gi-Oh, could be Magic the Gathering, could be Lorcana, could be One Piece. And you can also trade your bulk for certain items that they have in stock. And then one of the best parts about all this is they pay you via PayPal, friends, and family. So there's no fees, no fuss. And as soon as they get the cards, they are sending money your way. So definitely check them out. The links are in the description. All right, first question is from @BrandonLove8374. Will Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETBs be restocked closer to release day? It says sold out on Pokemon Center, but I'm wondering if it's bugged. So I do have a feeling we will get one restock. We've had quite a few restocks on Pokemon Center ETBs before. We literally just had Paradox Rift in stock for like 2 weeks, probably a month ago, and that was out of stock for a while. And we've even had Obsidian Flames be restocked. You know, this was on Reddit here. But yeah, definitely not saying it's a guarantee. I'd probably say it's maybe like a 50% chance, if that. But I'm hoping, you know, and if I see it, I will let everybody know ASAP on YouTube, Instagram, everything. And then too, if you guys see it, please try to let everybody know so everybody has a chance. It's going to go so fast. But yeah, we've had, you know, quite a few ETBs get restocked before, so it is definitely possible. I wish I could give like an exact answer, but nobody knows. Next is from @brands808. Surging Pokemon Center ETB sold out. Do they always restock new sets? So usually a week or two before the set comes out, the Pokemon Center will take everything off the website all at once. So that way I have a little time to fulfill all the pre-orders and get them ready. And then usually they come right back in stock on set release. And, you know, I went over this literally on Stellar Crown. I mean, it's almost impossible for something to be in stock for this long and then everything sell out at the exact same time. But as you can see, this happened with Stellar Crown. Everything sold out and everything is still in stock for Stellar Crown. And, you know, Stellar Crown was not super popular to where this stuff is actually sold out. So I definitely wouldn't worry that much. And I definitely would not overpay on any ETBs or booster bundles or anything like that. Just wait until the set comes out for sure. All right, next is from @MJSD1706. What's going to be the best product of Prismatic to get investment-wise aside from Pokemon Center ETBs I already have pre-ordered? That's a tough question. We got a couple unique products here. I honestly feel like this mystery product down here, where is it? Kind of cool. You know, it comes with 1 of 9 evolution cards that are stamped with the set symbol. It's very similar to a build and battle box, but I think it's better because they're playing it more like the surprise. You know, they're really playing into the, you know, mystery part of it. And then 9 cards, which just happens to fill up a perfect binder page, all stamped. I don't know. I have a feeling this box is going to do a lot better than people think. And the thing that makes this better than, let's say, the build and battle boxes, which come with a 1 in 4 chance at a random promo, these are better promos. You know, even though they're not alternate arts or illustration rares, they're still better than just a basic holo with a stamp. So definitely, I have a feeling this one's going to do a lot better than people think. And then, of course, booster bundles. That's what I'm probably going to go heavy in. But I think the Pokemon Center ETBs and the booster bundles will be the 2 most sold products. But then again, you got to take a peek at this binder collection. If you look at the 151 binder collection, you know, that thing's like $70 right now. And this is like a $26, you know, binder collection box. So technically it's doing better than the booster bundles for 151. So I'm definitely grabbing some binders also. You know, I would love to get a sealed case of that, which I think is $6. Not the biggest fan of the poster collection compared to these other products. It's still a solid product. And then same with the text stickers. I like the poster much better than the stickers. And then I got to say, these tins are absolutely beautiful. But yeah, having all the Eevees in the background, you know, some beautiful scenes, all the evolutions. The tins are going to go crazy also. And then we got this new product here, the accessory pouch. I have a feeling this will also do decent too, just because it's such a unique thing. And I can see a lot of people wanting this pouch. I don't really care too much for the pouch, but you know, I'd probably rather grab the accessory pouch over, you know, like I said, the text stickers or even the poster collection, which the poster looks pretty decent, but not my favorite. But yeah, there are a lot of good products for Prismatic Evolutions for sure. And then it also says, additionally, a Prismatic Evolutions Super Premium Collection will release on May 16th, and a Prismatic Evolutions Premium Figure Collection will release on September 26th. Their product contents have not been revealed. So, you know, we even have more products coming. But yeah, lots of good options. All right, next is from @SoonerSquatch. Great stuff as always, brother. Thank you. I have a new what if. What are your thoughts on prize series cards or possibly sealed packs? Are they that much rarer than the original Sword and Shield and Scarlet and V cards? So technically, yes, they are much rarer, but they're really not more valuable. There's not nearly as many people that collect these because, again, you know, we're not getting the best arts for these prize pick cards. The people who collect these are the players, but as you can see, there's not really a ton of super valuable cards here. But I think the stamp does look super nice, and I like that they do it. I wish they would just give them like better cards, like actually illustration rares and stuff like that. I think that would be super cool. But yeah, they're technically rare because you can't just go buy them at Walmart. You can only get them at like your local card stores for the tournaments. So they're definitely way less printed probably and way more exclusive. But like I said, the card arts and stuff just really aren't there. So it's kind of tough. Next is from @Eskimo Legend 1997. I just purchased a case of Lost Origin Pokemon Center ETBs. Do you think I should flip the case to buy a case of a new Scarlet and Violet set because it has the stamp promos? Or do you think Lost Origin is a good enough set, so just hold on to it? This would go for any Sword and Shield Pokemon Center ETB that is still available on the Pokemon Center website. So yeah, I do feel like most of the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETBs do beat the Sword and Shield ones for sure. But Lost Origin, you know, it's moving up a little bit, kind of leveling out right around $70, but you know, that's not too bad. You're gaining a little bit of value. But if your budget is tight, I do feel like if you did get a Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETB, depending on which case and which set and which promo, obviously, they will probably move a hair quicker than this box. I do have a case of this, and I'm going to keep it. I really like Lost Origin. The Giratina is awesome. So yeah, it's going to be a slow one, I think, for a lot of the Sword and Shield ETBs, even the Pokemon Center ones, just because they don't have the stamp promos. Really hurts them. Next is from a member @ChasingSelby. When new sets come out, I hear people say that cards value is good because they are very playable. For someone that doesn't play the TCG, can you give an example of what makes cards playable? Love the content as always. So it's kind of tough because it's, you know, different for like every single set that comes out. You know, there's staples and everything like that. But what I always recommend doing, and you could even go watch them actually play the tournaments. You know, Pokemon actually has that on their YouTube. But I like to look up other Pokemon YouTubers too. Like if I'm, you know, not paying attention to the set, like playability wise. I haven't played since COVID, so it's been a long time for me. You can always look up on YouTube and you can type in like the 10 most playable cards from this set. You got to scroll through of like 50 people talking about value, but you will eventually find one talking about the actual playability. I definitely recommend doing that, you know, for the upcoming sets. But like I said, it's kind of different for every single set. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. And then also, you know, if you've never played before, try Pokemon Pocket. You know, the playing is super easy and simplified, and I think it's perfect for people that have never played. I've heard people complain, you know, that have been playing forever about how simplified it is and just play TCG Live. But it's like they forget coming into, you know, Pokemon when they're brand new. Pokemon can be a little bit overwhelming when you get into the TCG Live. As someone who's played my whole life and tried to get probably thousands of people to play, it's overwhelming right away. And the amount of people now that I've seen playing Pokemon Pocket that are loving the battle and now have actually went and gone and played TCG Live because of Pokemon Pocket, I think it's just great. You know, anything like that is going to help. So definitely check it out. It is a lot more fun than you think. Next is from @RadiatorBacon. Hey Pokebeard, would you buy a booster box of Evolving Skies for the current market price and hold it? Or has the time passed for investing in it? So I'm super cheap, so I like to just buy at the bottom. But I do have a feeling this will be a $1,000 booster box, probably in a few months. And I do have a feeling this will probably be a few $1,000 booster box down the road. Now again, that is just my guess in my opinion, but I think this set is a lot more popular than Team Up and more well known than Team Up. And Team Up is so expensive. You know, it's like $2,500 a booster box and still climbing. So I definitely could see Evolving Skies just keep slowly climbing. You know, it'll go up, level out like it did, and then shoot up a little more, level out. So yeah, I definitely could see it moving for sure. Next is from @Bacon Boy. Was that 2 bacon names in a row? Bacon Boy 43. I have had my Evolving Skies ETBs from when I bought it at Walmart for MSRP. Should I sell it now at its peak or hold? And both questions were about Evolving Skies. That's kind of crazy. So I do have a feeling the Evolving Skies ETB is going to go up more. And of course, you can sell it and make your money, especially if you got it for MSRP. You're making good money. You're almost making close to $150. But no joke, these things just keep climbing. Look at that chart. So I would always wait until at least levels out and then sell it if you do want to do that. But, it's going to probably be at least a $200, then probably $250 ETB. But yeah, it really just depends on how much money you want to make. Are you going to kick yourself in 3 to 5 years when this box is $500, let's say? You really got to think of all those scenarios and situations. Again, too, you could take the money and invest it into a booster box that pops off and you can make even more money. But for myself, I'm not the best at selling stuff. I just like to keep and hold everything and buy more. But a lot of times you should sell when stuff gets super hyped up and reinvest it into stuff that's in the bottom. That's what you should probably do. But I would at least wait until the line levels out again. All right, next question is from @Brian Breaks. I currently have a Greninja EX SIR Raw for my personal collection that I'm wanting to upgrade to the PSA 10. With the Raw jumping up to over 300, should I sell and upgrade to a PSA 10? I got the Raw for $235. Also, I'm thinking about investing in the Chi U SIR and a PSA 10. What do you think about the buy-in point right now? Great content. Keep it up. Thank you. So, in my opinion, like for myself, if I already have the card Raw, I don't need it in a PSA 10, in my opinion. It's kind of overkill, especially, you're spending an extra $400 if you sell that thing Raw. And if you want to get this Greninja in a PSA 10, last sold 700. You could get another few cards that are absolutely bangers, or, you have a lot of options. But again, if you're a PSA collector, I totally get it. And I'm guessing your Greninja isn't probably PSA 10 quality. If it is, definitely try to send it in. Even if, there's a little nick, you could try. It's not super, super expensive. But I don't know, you could if you want. But like I said, I like to get as many cards as possible. You can buy the best cards in all of the Scarlet and Violet era for the price of upgrading this Greninja card that you already have. And the Chi U in a PSA 10, pretty cheap. One just sold for $57 plus $6 in shipping. So that's a good price. But yeah, any special illustration rare, especially legendary Pokemon of their first card ever in a PSA 10, under $80 or something like that, I feel like that's a solid pickup. You can't really go wrong there. Next is from @ChaseArt3579. Hey, Pokemon, I've been watching for a while and I have a question. Where can I find Sword and Shield era 3-pack blisters for a good price? Not worried on making profit since I just collect sealed and have no plan on selling. Well, you can hop to the Pokemon Center. They got Brilliant Stars still in stock with the Leafeon and Glaceon promo, and they still have Astral Radiance still in stock. That's not too bad. With the Eevee promo, they got Paldea Evolve still in stock. Very, very solid set for sure. Surging Sparks is about to come out. We'll have 3-pack blisters of that. But yeah, you got all the awesome sets from the Scarlet and Violet era still. And a few bangers from Sword and Shield just on the Pokemon Center right there. So good options. Also, you can find really good deals on eBay too. Next is from @PokeHutch90. Hey Beard, I have a question, man. Where is the best place to buy booster cases? And love the channel, man. Your knowledge is so helpful. So the best deals I've ever gotten on cases is actually eBay. But you can also get them from stores too, like PokeNE, one of my sponsors here, even says cases available for Stellar Crown, cases available for Shiny Treasure EX. Just kind of depends on what they have in stock. But there's a ton of other sites like this too, where you can definitely get cases. He even had cases of the Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. They're out of stock now. But yeah, you can definitely find cases all over. And also go check your local card store. Nothing better than getting a case in person that you can kind of look at and make sure it's in good condition. And then also you're getting it from your card store so you know it's legit. All right, next question is from @Classic808. I traded my Blastoise line from 151 for a Shining Fates Charizard PSA 10. The line wasn't going to grade as a 10, and I'm hoping the Zard goes up in price in the future. Good trade. That's tough, because that Charizard, we have so many better Charizards now with illustration rares and special illustration rares. I can't see it gaining a ton of value. I could see it going up a little bit. And then, at least the Blastoise line that you traded wasn't PSA 10 quality. So that makes it a little better. But I don't know. I don't see this card gaining a ton more value. Next is from at Team Pokecolors. All right, modern master set or vintage grails. I am one of the master set collectors you mentioned being not the best idea, which I understand, but if you're able to actually do it, and I've made great progress already mastering SV1, Obsidian Flames, 151, and Pal Evolved, should I go for gold and master every Scarlet and Violet set going forward, or call it good and focus more on specific cards? Also, another vintage collector and fan here, and seeing that I could sell a modern master set and get vintage grails always infuriates me. What's the better play? Example, $1,000 151 master set or a PSA graded gold star. So this is the question that I'm going to ask people from now on. So like, let's say for 151, if there were no illustration rares or special illustration rares in the set, would you still try to master that set? Now, put that question for every single set. If Obsidian Flames didn't have any special illustration rares or illustration rares, would you master that set? I'm going to guess you're going to say no. So just imagine all those cards that you wouldn't really collect, that you're spending money and time. You know, time is money. Research, there's so many cards you got to get, reverse holos. You know, I know you've done a few of them, which is sweet. But just think, if you wouldn't have done that and you would have just, let's say, got the illustration rares and special illustration rares, you could almost have every single set for the Scarlet and Violet era complete. And especially you, if you like vintage, you know, every time you're spending money on commons and uncommons, or, you know, full arts that you don't really like, or gold cards you don't really like, that's a vintage card, you know? So it's tough. For me, I like vintage, and I do think vintage will have its day again, but, you know, it's tough to compete with modern right now. It's so popular and so hot. So I'd probably focus on modern and then maybe get a grail here and there. That's probably what I would do. All right, next is from at Pokemon Who Said SWE. What do you think about Umbreon, Gold Star, and the big three in celebrations? I like them. I also like shiny Magikarp, especially the Umbreon and the Magikarp that really haven't gotten reprinted before. The big three, we've gotten quite a few reprints of them, but I am collecting all of those in Japanese in a BGS 10, Gold 10. All right, next is from at Big Guy X. Hi, Beard. Hope you're having a great day. I just pre-ordered a sealed case of Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETBs, and I wanted to ask you if keeping the ETBs in the case would make them more valuable when it comes to resale in the long run, or if it doesn't really matter if they're not in the case anymore. I'm asking this question because I was planning on keeping them sealed for at least 10 years and displaying them in my collection. And the comment was too long to where I couldn't screenshot it all. But technically, you do get a little premium for a case. You know, it's just undeniable. You can look it up every time. You do get a little premium, but it's not, you know, a crazy amount. If you want to display them, you definitely can. But just remember, you know, if you open a case of Pokemon Center ETBs and you want to sell them in the future, that's 4 sales you have to make unless someone buys all 4 at once. Where the case is just 1 sale, easy, done. But like for myself, if I only end up with 1 case of something, eventually I'm going to open it anyways, because, you know, I can't just sell everything. I got to keep 1 of everything that I'm going to pass down to my children and stuff. So like for these Pokemon Center ETB cases, if I have just 1 case, if I ever go to sell them, I'm going to open that case anyways and sell, you know, at least 2 of the Pokemon Center ETBs and keep 2, you know, stuff like that. So it just depends on your situation. And the one good thing about a case too, it keeps the boxes in good condition. I am telling you, you know, as someone who displays a lot of stuff, it will get damaged. You know, you're going to move it, you're going to ding it, it's going to happen. So if you can, probably try to keep it in a case, nice and sealed. But if not, it's not the end of the world for sure. And we got a couple more questions about cases. Next is from at Origin Prankster. What does it matter where the label is on the case? Does it detract from the value? For the Pokemon Center ETBs, the Pokemon Center keeps putting like the shipping label with your address on top of the case label, which covers it. A lot of case collectors like nice looking cases, especially with the label, so they know what they're looking at. And then 2, people try to take that label off and then it's all sticky. It's already happened to me once. So that kind of sucks. And it will be a little tougher to sell than a clean case. Like if, you know, obviously if your case is clean with no stickiness and no fading on the case label and one is all sticky, the clean one's going to sell every time. So next is from at Night Pools 2248. Hey Pokebeard, I have 2 questions for you. First one is, what do you store your penny sleeve cards in that you don't top load? Binders, tons of binders. I have probably like 100 different binders because I buy lots too. So I have just like 3 boxes of just empty binders. So I just always throw them in there. And the second part, we just answered about the Pokemon Center ETBs displaying them. Next is from at Mason072588. Love the videos. Thank you. I have a master set of 151. Is it better to keep the set whole or better to send the more expensive cards out to be graded? Look and do not sell for at least 5 years or so. Thanks, man. Do not get them graded. It's going to drive you nuts. You're going to have a bunch of holes in your complete collection, so don't do it. Just get them graded when you go to sell them if you want to, because in worst case scenario, let's say they're all bad grades, you can just crack the slabs and put them back in your binder and you have your master set. But yeah, just hold off, wait until you're ready to sell them, and then think about grading. Next is from @OneLuckyViewer. Hey Beard, how many duplicates of a card do you like to hold in the collection until trading or selling? Right now I try to keep 4 in the collection, but was wondering if it's smart to grade at least one of the 4. Thank you, keep up the great content. Unless it's like for a master set in the binder, I would grade every single card that you think will actually get a 10. You know, obviously not like just random holos or even like the basic EXs, but anything else decent, you know, illustration rares, special illustration rares, even like gold cards or, you know, trainers. If you think it'll get a 10, definitely get it graded for sure. But, you know, for me, for like my investment wise, I try to get as many copies as possible. The more copies I have, the more likely I am to sell it. But I do like the number 4. You have a lot of options with 4. You know, you can sell one in 5 years, sell one in 20 years, sell one when you want to go retire and pass one down to your kids. You know, you got tons of option with 4. Next is from @Skull Spray Paint TTV. I know you addressed something like this in detail, but I do have a similar question. I recently got back into the hobby after about 15 years of not opening a single pack. I want to collect some of the cards from the modern sets and chase those fun pulls, but I also want to invest as well. I'm probably looking at a $250 budget per month. I could maybe swing a little bit more. What would you suggest for someone that wants to rip and collect, but also invest? So 250, maybe a little bit more. I honestly think opening the Pokemon Center ETBs is your best option right now. Yes, you're not getting a ton of packs, but you have no idea how many booster boxes I've opened and literally gotten like $30, $40 worth of value. So in my opinion, the Pokemon Center ETB with the promos like that and getting the one stamped, like that's guaranteed value and you're getting 11 packs to open. I think that is a very, very solid option. So honestly, here's what I would probably do. I'd probably get the Pokemon Center ETB to open. So you're getting the promos, 11 packs, you know, you're taking your chance. Then I'd probably spend $50 or $60 or whatever on singles that you like, you know, special illustration rares, buying cards at the bottom, you know, stuff you need for your collections. And then buy a booster box to keep sealed, and then a Pokemon Center ETB to keep sealed. So that way you're getting a booster box, a Pokemon Center ETB, you know, just going to gain a ton of value. You're getting your for sure guaranteed cards, buying singles, and then you're getting your for sure guaranteed stamp promo with the other sealed promo and 11 packs to take a chance at your chase card. In my opinion, that's the smartest way to like get everything at once. So that's probably what I would do. Next is from @Kbro818. Waifu cards were pumped up in value not too long ago. Now they have retraced a bit. Would you be able to explain why it had such a huge run up plus crash, and do you see it running up again? Well, what I think actually happened was Japanese started to get popular and then people jumped on that because there's money in that. And then I feel like a lot of people acted like they liked the actual trainer cards when they really didn't. It was just popular, new, and, you know, cards were worth a ton of money. You know, it happens a ton. You know, so many people started collecting Japanese because the better quality. And a lot of those people do not collect Japanese cards anymore. They just jumped on the hype train. It happens a ton. So I think that's honestly what happened. And then too, with all the American people buying into it and the Japanese actually having the full control of everything, I mean, that's why the prices started to go crazy. Then it was like almost exclusive, like you had to have it. But I honestly think it was just hype. Next is from @the Milton Road. Long term, do you think Crown Zenith or 151? Both are special sets, and with 151 prices currently on fire, it seems only one choice, but personally I prefer the artwork on Crown Zenith and gold cards. I do think Crown Zenith, art-wise, destroys 151 for sure. Plus pull rates are easier, which is more fun. But I think 151 will be a way better investment for sure. It's just way more nostalgic, just being called 151. Next is from @ChrisGunn3442, UK based. Currently, there are Fusion Strike boosters on the Pokemon Center for 144. Do you think this is a good investment or Surging Sparks for 99 per booster box? So normally I would say Fusion Strike for sure, because, you know, it's older. It's not guaranteed to be there forever. Surging Sparks is new. We'll have different waves, but Surging Sparks is pretty popular. The Prismatic Evolutions is making the Surging Sparks, I feel like, cool down a bit, but I could see Surging Sparks start going up in price for you, maybe. You know, it's going crazy here, which I think will come down eventually. We just don't know when. But yeah, no, it's tough. I feel like both are honestly a decent buy, but you might want to do Surging Sparks, get a couple just in case it does go crazy and it's so cheap. And then maybe just try to get yourself a Fusion Strike one when you can. But yeah, I don't know. That one's kind of up to you. Next is from a member at Kevin Dillon 5772. I always look forward to your videos. Would you rather buy 1 gram of gold or a booster box, both priced between 100 and 115, or a Pokemon Center ETB for 60 for long-term investment, 30 plus years? Also, any relation to Luke Combs? Luke Combs wishes he could grow a beard like this. And I actually have a good amount of gold and silver. I collect old coins, old bills, all that. You know, I have a ton of little 1 gram gold bars. I love those little things. But I'd probably, well, I think it's unfair that the Pokemon Center ETB only gets 1 at 60. So we're going to bump that up to 2. So it's either 2 Pokemon Center ETBs, a booster box, or 1 gram of gold. Now, depending on the promos and the set for the Pokemon Center ETBs, I'm going to pick them. Because that, I mean, you're literally getting 2 for the price of a booster box. And if you get 2 stamped promos of a good set with good promos, I think the potential there is crazy. I mean, Obsidian Flames ETB just surpassed the booster box. And we're talking 11 packs to 36. It's literally just because of the promo. And if I didn't have any gold, I'd probably take a little bit of gold. I do really, really like gold, and it's one of the best investments ever. So next is from @Josie1777. Hey Beard, how do you feel about buying PSA 9 cards? I was able to pick up both Giratina V Alt Art and Gengar VMAX Alt Art from GameStop for $250 each. Great content, by the way, big fan. Thank you. So that would probably be the only way I would buy PSA 9s for Modern, is for those big grail cards like that. You know, sometimes you can find those PSA 9s cheaper than raw just because people want the 10s. Because the one good thing about a PSA 9, you could always crack it and then it's just a raw card of one of the grails. So that's, I feel like, is okay. You know, if we're talking cheaper cards, you might as well get the 10s. And then for vintage, of course, 9s are great. All right, last on the list is from @RobX3S. Hi Beard, my friend and I are looking to visit the US next year. Unsure on what state yet, but we'd love to go to a card show. What would you say the best card show is? Collecticon, Card Party, or another show? Thanks, and keep up the awesome vids. So this is a great question. It kind of depends on what you're into. If you're strictly into Pokemon, and you're on Pokemon YouTube all the time, I definitely recommend Card Party. Because it's a lot more social, I feel like, than, let's say, a Collecticon, to where, like, you're paying money to meet these celebrities. And then also, Collecticon has a ton of other things. So if you're into other things also, you know, like anime and sports cards and stuff like that, they got everything. Where Card Party is pretty much just Pokemon themed. So it really just depends on what you guys want to see. If you go to Card Party, you know, you can actually hang out with a lot of Pokemon YouTubers. You know, you can literally hit me up. I'm going to both card parties next year. I can meet you anywhere. We can go look for some cards, whatever. But then for Collecticon, you can go meet like real celebrities, like people that have been on TV and movies. Yes, you usually have to pay to get their autographs and pictures and stuff, but you know, it's just kind of a different feel. It just depends on what you are into. But all right, that was today's Pokemon What If Wednesday. Like I mentioned earlier, if you guys have any questions, please drop them down below for a chance to be in next week's video. And if you guys want to know when Pokemon Center ETBs come back in stock or 151, definitely follow me on Instagram, or my YouTube membership is only 99 cents a month. And then, of course, if you guys like the content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And then, too, if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Market Monday, which is just a crazy one, we got a ton of crazy sales, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.